In essence, we economic hitmen in the last 40 years have created the world's first truly global empire. And we've done it unlike any other empire through economics, not through the military for the most part. So it's been done in secret. And I did this for 10 years, all the while struggling with my conscience as I did it, and yet never doing anything illegal. What economic hitmen do should be illegal, but it's not. And after 10 years, I decided I had to get out. I started several times to write the book, which became Confessions of an Economic Hitman, but each time I was bribed and threatened and did not write the book. I accepted some large bribes, which I put toward nonprofit organization, Dream Change Coalition, that works with indigenous people in many of the countries I'd ripped off. So I assuaged my guilt by using this money in good ways. And then 9/11 happened. And on 9/11, I was deep in the Amazon with the Shuar people, who are head shrinkers. If you've ever seen a shrunken head, they did it because they're the only people that do. I was in there with a group of North Americans who were learning from the Shuar on 9/11. As soon as I came back to the United States, I went up to ground zero. And as I stood there looking at that smoldering pit, and you could still smell the burning flesh, I knew that I had to write this book, because I knew that the American people have no idea of what our foreign policy is based on. And I knew I had to speak out to that the American public had to understand why there's so much fear and anger and hatred directed at us around the world, which is not to condone Osama bin Laden or mass murder, but it is to say that I knew the American people had to understand. And then I drew back on the shamanic teachings that I'd had all these years and the other books I'd written about on shamanism and indigenous cultures, who all say that we can create change, we can create shapeshifts, we can create huge changes, and that in fact we've entered this time of change where we have the tremendous potential for this. And I realized at that moment, standing there at ground zero, looking down into this pit, I realized that this is where it all comes together, and that my obligation as an ex-economic hitman was the same as my obligation as someone who's trained with shamans around the world and has been teaching workshops on this. It's about transformation. It's about making this world a better place for my daughter and all her brothers and sisters all over this globe.